joined now by Browns head coach Freddie Kitchens. And coach, same story, right? Turnovers and penalties, you've been talking about it, again bit you there in New England.
It continues to be the same thing, and hopefully our guys are devoted and committed to improving the problem,
And this week in practice, a few of the players, they came on Cleveland Browns Daily, they noted it's been different this week, that there are immediate serious consequences if anybody gets out of line. And look, you got to do something right to make sure it gets through to these guys.
Well, we continued, some of the things that we did during training camp. Those guys would, back then, it was looked at as a little being redundant, with making guys run when they committed penalties, but that's why it was for. That's what it was for, and we just started back doing it. So hopefully they respond.
As a coach, you can only do so much. You don't get to go play in the game. You're not the one jumping off sides, etc. The players this week have talked a lot about holding each other accountable. What have you seen in practice kind of from that standpoint?
That's what we've tried to get done since we've been here. So hopefully they start doing that, because that's when you're going to be at your best, is when you can hold each other accountable. They kind of police themselves, things like that. Coaches don't commit penalties unless it's a delay game penalty. So that's why I've been brought up in coaching. Some of the best guys I've worked for have had that mantra, and that's the way we're going to continue it.
You go on to Denver now, and it's obviously a critical week in the season here, taking on the Denver Broncos. They will not have Joe Flacco. They will be starting a guy who is not Brandon Allen, who hadn't started yet in the NFL. It'll be his first NFL pass. How do you prepare for somebody that you haven't seen in the NFL before?
Well, you go back and do research of them as a player, even go back as far as to look at some college tape, as far as his tendencies and things like that, and how he throws the ball, how he moves in the pocket, how he moves outside the pocket, and things like that. But we can't be concerned on who's back there. He's an NFL quarterback. He's got the ability, or they wouldn't have him on the roster.
And to help out a quarterback, you want to have a good running game, and they do, with two second-year players, Phillip Lindsay, Royce Freeman, combining for over 100 yards rushing per game. How do you try to slow down that backfield? Well,
we have to be accounted. We've got to account for them in the pass game and the run game. That's two of their favorite targets in the pass game, them and Sutton. So we've got to really focus hard on taking them away from them, and get them in situations, get up on them early, and put them in situations where they have to throw the ball.
This is a team that has not necessarily been great on offense in the Broncos, but they are good on defense. Vic Fangio, that's what he's known for. They're the number 4 defense in the NFL. You got Von Miller up front, Chris Harris on the back end. They haven't allowed a 300-yard passer yet this year. What do you see from this defense on tape?
Well, they're very active. They're very physical. They try to match you with intensity every time the ball snaps. Of course, they've got Von Miller over there that can rush the passer, so you have to make sure you have eyes and hands on him. They're pretty good in the secondary, and their linebackers are active. So, we've got a tough road ahead of us there. So we need to put a complete game together. We need to cut the penalties out. We need to take care of the football, protect the ball, eliminate the penalties, and we'll be fine in anybody we play.
Coach, thanks so much for the time, and good luck against the Broncos.
All right. Thank you, Nathan.